Okay, so yeah, it is an honor for me to first give the floor to our president, the president of OAAD, for the opening remarks. I know he said something about the OAD already, but I will give him the chance to introduce himself and give us some inspiring words. So, Mr. President, you had the floor, 1 or 2 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you very much once again. In fact, I thought I was already making the opening remarks, but I will now make it officially. Thank you very much.
Yes,
And
you want the official one.
thank you. Right. So, my brothers and my sisters, my neighbors, my name is Odi Elijah. It's my joy to be working with about 4,000 African PhD holders, PhD students across 5 continents, including Africa, Asia, Europe, North America, and South America, and Australia. Working very intentionally committed to our vision of enhancing the quality of life in Africa through research, technology, and innovation. And we are very intentional on driving processes that allow us to turn the research we're doing from papers to products so that we can develop products and services that are emanating from the continent of Africa in ways that we can then use our numbers to market them and turn them into global brands. Having turned them into global brands will bring in foreign exchange to increase the GDP of every African country, and we will use our network and our set of resources to encourage the leaders of each country to build infrastructure that can then give our citizens opportunity to maximize their human potential. We are doing this very strategically, very methodically, because one thing PhD does to people is that it stimulates their minds to think methodically, such that these are things that can be replicated. And of course, for those who are not yet doing PhD or those who don't intend to do PhD, you don't need PhD to participate or to do what you need to do. Over time, we're going to be able to provide a room, an opportunity for everybody else to participate. But first, we are building the system. We're putting the structures in place. And it's a joy that we've been having several meetings of this nature. We've had over 200 events of this nature and have reached over 20,000 people over the past years. We're looking forward to bringing these benefits to more and more people. So thank you so much. Thank you so much to our moderator. Thank you so much to the speaker. Thanks so much to all the participants today. Looking forward to enjoying this session with you all. All the best. All the best.
Thank you, Mr. President. And thank you for always being there available to help us to push Africa and everything. So thank you. Now, please allow me to introduce our distinguished speaker, Mr. Mohamed Usman. He is passionate about language, culture, and human development. Mr. Mohamed is highly versatile professional in the promotion of language, interpretation, and social leadership. He holds a bachelor's degree in political science and international relationship, a master's degree in English studies, and he is currently pursuing a professional master's in conference interpretation at the University of Lomé. He heads the Foreign Language Promotion Division at the largest university in Benin, while serving as an interpreter and translator for major official events. An alumnus of Mandela Washington Fellowship and currently recipient of the Reciprocal Exchange Award. Mr. Usman strengthened his leadership in Florida Gulf Coast University and further on his skill in the United States with an organization dedicated to the economic empowerment of Black community. As the founder of the NGO Change Now, he's deeply committed to empowering young people through impactful social actions. His strength includes inclusion, enthusiasm, and thirst for learning, strong values, and belief of everything is interconnected. So we are truly honored to have him with us today. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me to warmly welcome Mr. Mohamed Usman. Okay, Mr. Mohamed, you have the floor. So, should I start sharing the screen, or you first introduce yourself or give a small speech?
Well, I don't think there might be something else to be added to what you just did.
Okay,
Uh, yeah, thank you so much for the nice words, the nice presentation. Yeah, please, you may proceed with the
thank
presentation.
you. Thank you. So, please allow me to share screen. Okay, here we go. Can you see my screen?
Yes, but
And you,
okay.
okay.
Can you put it in presentation? Good.
Is
Thank
it
you.
okay now?
Yeah, it is. So hello again. Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Mohamed Usman, and I'm truly excited to share my personal journey with the Mandela Washington Fellowship. Uh, whether you're considering applying or just curious about the Young African Leaders Initiative. And I can see a comrade fellow who is also in this call. Welcome, Ahmed Kone from Cote d'Ivoire. It is a pleasure to have you here. So let me start quickly, a quick introduction. I'm originally from Benin Republic, and I currently work at the University of Abomey-Calavi, which is the largest and the first public university in my country, and at the Office of Translation, Interpreting, and Promotion of Foreign Languages as head of division for promotion of foreign languages. So I'm also very passionate about youth and leadership. The purpose of this webinar is not just a storytelling session. It's supposed to be a space to inspire, to inform, to give, and to receive. So I'm going to walk you through the Mandela Washington Fellowship from a personal lens, share practical advice for applying, and answer any questions you may have. So first of all, what is the Mandela Washington Fellowship? It is part of the broader Young African Leaders Initiative program, which has been launched in 2014 by the US government. So every year, about 700 young leaders from sub-Saharan African countries are selected for a fully funded leadership program in the US. But this year has been a particular one because due to some reason I suspect you might know, there is less than 700 young leaders selected from across sub-Saharan African countries. So the fellowship lasts 6 weeks, and you choose one of the 3 tracks, which are business track, civic engagement track, or public management. So 3 tracks: business, civic engagement, and public management. And personally, I was part of the civic engagement track, and I will tell you more about it shortly. But beyond the structure, the Mandela Washington Fellowship is really a life-changing experience, one that connects you to a global community and transforms your outlook. You have the opportunity through this network, through this fellowship, to connect with about 6,000 fellows across Africa. Let me take you back to the beginning of my journey. I first heard about the Mandela Washington Fellowship through my volunteerism activity in 2014 at the US Embassy's American Cultural Center, because I have then co-founded the reading club of this American Cultural Center. And what really caught my attention was the focus on leadership, impact, and international exposure. There was an education advisor at that time at the U.S. Embassy, whose name is Laurent Lugulu. You may want to look for him on Facebook or LinkedIn. You're going to find him. And that man was persistently pushing me to apply to this fellowship, even though I couldn't understand the reason. So I ended up applying with no conviction. And even though I didn't have the minimum required age, because you need to know to apply for the Mandela Washington Fellowship, you have to be 25 years at least and 35 years at most. But you need to have some extraordinary leadership skills to be selected under 25, which means you may be 24 years and have some extraordinary leadership skills and being able to prove that to be selected under 25. So when I first time applied in 2014, I inevitably failed because I did not even believe in myself and I didn't know what I was going to defend. Yeah. So that was my first time. So the second time I applied to this fellowship was in 2023. When the fellowship was having 10 years actually, and when it's almost the last year for me to apply. And when I decided to apply, I took time to reflect on my story, my achievements, my challenges, and the change I wanted to bring to my community. The application process wasn't easy at all. We had several personal essays, a detailed CV, strong evidences of leadership, and of course, interviews. Each step was an opportunity to clarify my vision and express my commitment to making a difference. So this means that while applying, you need to be really patient. Take your time to read everything you're writing and make sure that everything you write really comes from you. It's not just something you start today and finish today. You have the opportunity to start someday and finish another day or even a week later, because it gives you the possibility to save, to come back, to edit before you finally validate your application. And don't worry about those who are reviewing the application, because it is not just the US Embassy in your country, but MWF team, meaning IREX from Washington. So it's different teams. Well, from my experience in the US, once selected, I was placed at Florida Gulf Coast University in Fort Myers, Florida. But before we were placed into our different universities, we had what we call the pre-fellowship. The fellowship itself started from the day you received the acceptance letter from the consulate, the embassy in your country, because you create some logins to access a platform called the Canva, where you have so many resources, online courses, and you have to complete each one of them. There are some which are mandatory, and some you have it's optional. Some are optionals. So for those which are mandatory, you had some deadline to abide by. So you follow the courses, you finish, you take a test, and you may have some certificate at the end of them. So I've got many of those certificates at the end of each and all of those courses which were mandatory. Then you start papers, documentation, administrative, the passport, And then after that, you go for the pre-departure orientation, which occurs in the U.S. Embassy. In my case, a country, we have the pre-departure orientation, then we have the pre-fellowship orientation. So all this lasts for 3 days. In some other African countries, they only have a single day dedicated for this. Some other countries, like Nigeria, they have so many days because of the number of people selected, I guess. So we have the pre-departure orientation, then pre-fellowship orientation, to give us insight about the fellowship, about the American culture, what to expect, and what to give. So once selected, once again, I was placed at Florida Gulf Coast University in Fort Myers, Florida. And you need to know that Florida is the southwest state in the U.S. And yeah, the city was just close to the sea in Fort Myers under the civic engagement track. And from day one, the experience was intense and inspiring. From the day we arrived at the airport and we've been picked up, we went to the university straightforward. We only dropped our bags, then we got back to the classrooms immediately to receive keys, all those things. Then the next day, immediately we start the classes. So we attended leadership workshops. We met American professionals and policymakers. We worked on case studies and even visited local organizations that resonated with our work. In our case, we were in civic engagement, so it didn't have anything to do with business. Some other who were placed in business went to Amazon, some went to Tesla, those big companies. Some were put in farms, and those in public track went to public places. Even some of us went to the White House. It's all depend on in which track you've been placed. So we met American professionals and policymakers, worked on case studies, and even studied local organizations that resonated with our individual work. Beyond the academic side, one of the most enriching aspects was the cultural exchange. You have the opportunity to be connected with fellows from all over Africa and share meals, ideas, dreams, and even laughter with American you meet. And in each university, we were 25 leaders from 25 African countries, sometimes, or less than the 25 African countries, because you may be 3 from the same country, or 2, or the only one from your country. And one of my favorite memories were the site visit, where you realize that giving back to the community is not always about killing oneself at work. No matter how small your contribution is, it is always valuable. So what did I take away from all this? First, personal growth. I discovered new dimensions of myself as a leader. And I'm saying this not just as a word, because before going, I could just say this in my essay, like I want to discover a new dimension of myself as a leader. But truth be told, I really rediscovered the new dimensions of myself as a leader. I became more confident, more strategic, and more intentional. Secondly, the fellowship helped me to redefine the way I approach community impact, how to organize myself, how to make sure I'm doing things correctly, and how to be able to measure impact. By connecting local action with global thinking, I also learned the value of collaboration. Collaboration, because at some point you may start to think that the lesson are not really what you were expecting. What we did in Fort Myers, for example, was that we had fellow-led sessions, and throughout those sessions, we even actually learned more than the other, predefined curriculum. We were learning from each other. We had a fellow from Cote d'Ivoire, Ella, who is currently working with UNICEF, and she was very, very good at communication. She really gave us insight on how to conduct a very good communication with your organization. We had fellows who know how to work on grant writing, some other who were very good at fundraising. So we really learned from each other, and even the team over there learned a lot from us. So you learn the value of collaboration. Working alongside other African leaders showed me that our collective strength is powerful. We are not alone in this journey. We only need to know how to come together, to put up effort together to change things. Sometimes you may have a brilliant idea, but just because you think you're the only person and you don't try to go beyond all your preconception, you're not able to reach your goal, to reach the target you wanted to reach. And coming together should always prevail for African leaders. This is the only way for us to be able to, to have our own agenda and not be following foreigners' agenda. This is key, and this is what I kept from all this collaboration with other African leaders during this fellowship. Now let's talk strategy. If you are planning to apply or encouraging someone else, the first thing I would advise is for you to be authentic and clear. You need to tell your real story. The selection is the most difficult part of it. There was even a newspaper that wrote about us in Florida, and who said that it is actually harder to have access to Harvard than being selected for the Mandela Washington Fellowship, because of all you have to benefit from it, and also because of the number of applicants from each country and from all over Africa. I know in Benin we were more than 2,000 and only 12 was selected. So it is really, really competitive. So you need to tell your real story. Don't try to sound like someone you are not, because a good leader does not do that. You need to show impact. Demonstrate how your work is already making a difference, no matter how small that difference is. Connect your passion to your long-term vision. Where are you going? And how this program is going to help you get there. And most importantly, don't wait until the last time. Prepare early and ask people you trust to review your essays. And remember, the Mandela Washington Fellowship isn't just for perfect candidates. Never. That's what some people think. It's not for perfect candidates. It is for people with purpose and potential. After the fellowship, the Mandela Washington Fellowship doesn't end when you return home. In many ways, that's actually when it truly begins. Fellows are encouraged to reinvest what they have learned into their communities through projects, partnerships, and mentorship. For me, this meant organizing trainings, information sessions, but most importantly, implement projects. And for example, just as it's been mentioned in the introduction, I've been selected for the reciprocal exchange. And in June, 2 Americans from 2 different organizations in the US will be in Benin to help me implement a project. And also with some other US exchange program alumnus, which are not just the Mandela Washington Fellowship, we have the Fulbright program, we have the Humphrey program, we have so many US exchange program alumnus. So, and we are trying to apply to a bigger project to be implemented very soon. And hopefully they select us. This means that there are amazing post-fellowship opportunities, alumni grants to support your initiatives, mentorship programs to guide others, and of course, the ever-growing Yali Alumni Network. You are part of a family that stretches across Africa and beyond. So right now, I was talking about some of these opportunities, and I was telling Dr. Ulda that today, for example, I slept around six o'clock in the morning because I was working on this project, which is called the Alumni Engagement Innovation Fund. And that fund, for example, gives you the program is open from $5,000 to $35,000. So can you imagine what difference you can bring to your community with such amount of money? So you have to be in network with other fellowship alumni that have just cited, namely the Fulbright alumni, the Humphrey, or even within your cohort, or with only the Mandela Washington Fellows from different cohorts. It might be 2016, 2014, and 2025, a mixture to show that you guys are really collaborating together to bring the change we are expecting for Africa. And for the reciprocal exchange, it is the opportunity given to Americans to go the other way around, in your country, just like you went in their country. And those two Americans, one of them, those two Americans I met during the fellowship, most especially during my PDE. The PDE is a second part of the fellowship and still in the US. So you spend 6 weeks for the fellowship leadership in your leadership institute. Then after the 6 weeks, if you've been selected, you are placed into a company, into an organization, or into a public sector for a sort of internship. They call it the professional development experience, where you spend a month before you come back home. So we were 12 selected for the Yali in Benin Mandela Washington Fellowship, and only 2 of us got the PDE, and I was one of them. So the 2 Americans coming are people I met during the professional development experience. One of them was my supervisor, and another one was another lady I met throughout the site visit. So I don't know if I've covered everything. Thank you for your attention, but keep this in mind. And I share the same thought of the president to say that you don't have to be great to start. Just like the president has mentioned it, you don't need to be a doctor to bring a change, but you have to start to be great. There are so many global opportunities waiting for young African leaders like you and I, and the Mandela Washington Fellowship is just one of them. But it can open many doors, many, many doors. I've met so many people that I cannot even cite, so many people that I know that even the president of my country would not be able to meet currently. So if this program resonates with you, I really encourage you to take the lead and apply. And if you ever need guidance, I'm here to help. And the network is rich of more than 6,000 African that you can use. So thank you so much for your time. Let's stay connected. You have my email here and my LinkedIn also. Wishing you all the best and expecting your question if you have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for sharing your inspiring experience with us as to share it. Thank you for sharing your journey to the Mandela Fellowship with us. So the floor is open. If you have any question to ask Mohammed, just write it down in the chat box, or you can also open your mic to ask the question directly. This is an opportunity for you and I to learn a very practical way to apply for that scholarship. As he said, it is a life-changing experience. With that, we are going to be able to make some connections that are going to change our lives and also the life of people from our community. So it is always good to have people with the experience to guide us. So I will check the chat box if we have any questions. So if we don't have any question, I will be asking. So I will be asking Mohammed, um, what will be your advice for me? Because I want to start from scratch. How should I start? Or where should I start it from?
Well, I think nobody starts from the scratch because if you already have the feeling that you have some leadership skills to be proven, this means you have started already. What you really need is to be able to document everything you did and that you have done. So it all depends in which track you see yourself and the vision you have for that track. So if, for example, you want to be in the civic engagement, you agree with me that you can't be someone whose activities are focused on business for profit. So you should be someone who dedicates himself to helping other people, who dedicates himself or who is committed to change in his community. And every little action, every small step that you make, and every single action that you start is always important. So do not underestimate, everything you do. You only need to, start documenting everything you've been doing as a leader in your community. Even if you help, children cross the road, it is an activity. Even if you help, an orphanage with cleaning the front of the orphanage, it is a civic engagement activity. And to be able to document this leadership. If you are in the business sector, for example, you need to prove that you have been doing quite well and you want that business to grow for the sake of development of Africa, for maybe in order to solve the problem of underemployment, or in order to solve a specific problem in the business sector. If you are in the public sector, maybe you may want to highlight that you want to be a better public servant. So this is what I can say. I don't know if I've answered your question.
Thank you. Yes, you answered my question. Thank you very much. We have somebody in the meeting who wants to ask a question. His name is Mr. P.
Yes.
Mr. PC, it's up to you. It's over to
Pardon?
you, Mr. PC. Mr. PC, can you hear me? Hello? Mr. PC, you can open your mic and ask the question. Okay, before
Okay, can I?
Yes, okay, you can proceed before he came back.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Mohammed, if I'm not wrong for the name, and also thank you so much, Dr. Fambo, for this organization. I really appreciate the presentation. Uh, Before all, I would like to know if we can get, at least if we could have the PPT, it will be very important for us to, go back again through it. I wasn't able to take notes, everything, because it was so quick, a lot of experience. So I would like, I would be very happy if you could share your PPT with us. This is my first question. And for the second, I would like to know in terms of, research experience, for example, for those who are in academic purpose, what will be your advice? Because like not only, I suppose that if you take a one person like me, okay, currently who is, looking the way, I don't know, is it under, should I go, keep going to the research or should I go back to the, professional life? Because, keeping both sides, it's hard, it's very difficult. And especially when you are in the developing country like us, Benin, where, we don't have this research facility to improve our breed. And for example, my target was like, okay, for me, I was like, I would like to improve our breed. So that is why I want to go to developing country and learn more and come back. But unfortunately, it's not what I was expecting. So for me, I was like, okay, if you are in my case, what will be your advice with all this experience do you have? What kind of advice can you give to me? That is my second question before. Thank you.
Well, that's a tricky question. But first, just call me Mohammed, simply Mohammed. And I think Dr. Ulda will share the recording of the call. I don't know. The recording might be better than the PPT because I had so many explanations beyond
Okay.
the slide. So I don't know
Yeah.
for that one. So for your question, I don't know if I grab it well, but what you need to know about the Mandela Washington Fellowship is that you don't need to be a full professional to apply for the Mandela Washington Fellowship, and you don't need to be a scholar neither to apply for the Mandela Washington Fellowship. You just need to have some educational background, just some background, and to be able to prove your leadership skills, and most importantly, to speak English just like you're doing. So for you as a professional, the only problem is that the fellowship is really competitive. It is really competitive. And sometimes they just decide on the criteria based on the number of applicants they got. That's one. Secondly, hello?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we
So
can
Yes,
hear.
I'm hearing you.
okay, secondly, uh, they put an emphasis on you need to come back home and give back to your community. So to be able to address this part of the interview of the everything, you need to come back home to give back to your community. They're looking for people who have a connection, real connection with their community. So, for example, someone who is a public servant, they know that the person might not want to, leave everything at home and want to stay in the U.S., for example. Somebody who
Yes.
uh, had, strong connections with Africa. And this is what they're looking for in your application. We all know that sometimes when we go abroad, when we go to most especially to the US, and that's a negative part of it, some of us
Yes.
think they will not come back home. This did not happen in the Mandela Washington Fellowship yet because it is a fellowship for leaders. Only leaders go there. And we just want to go back home and implement everything we learned. So this is the answer I can give to your question. You don't need to be a professional like having millions or stuff like that, and you don't need to be a scholar or conducting some researches. No, you just need to be able to prove and to document all the evidence of your leadership, have some background in education, and being able to speak English and defend every single thing you have written in your application. That's all. And even for the English, I know some people might be afraid of. Yes, okay, the English might be a barrier, but some other people have been selected just because they application was so original.
So
It
good.
was so authentic. So they now encourage them to try to keep on track
Yes,
and learn English, because once you go to the US,
English
you
too.
realize that the English
Yes.
you have been speaking for years has nothing to do, because when you are in the classroom,
To do.
they just keep speaking
Yes.
like Americans speak with no stop. And Laji
Yes.
can confirm that here. So I don't know if I answered your question. If there is another.
Yeah, you answer. Thank you. Thank you so much. You answer one part of the question. Now, the remaining, like,
Okay.
if you were at my place, because right now, be a young scientist, we don't have a lot, for example, leadership experience. Because typically, the way our, education system is designed, you finish a bachelor degree, master degree, PhD, you start looking for postdoc. So honestly, you don't have, a good leadership position,
Yep.
but you have an original idea that you would like to develop. You would like, to implement this one in your country back by just using the technology and also the learning. Based on this one, will you advise a kind of person to, focus on this one, or either based, okay, go for another thing else that he may, maybe not this fellowship, but other scholarship or other things else?
Okay, now I get your question. I think now I get your question. Uh, nothing practical is learned throughout our education system in Africa. I don't know for other countries, but in Benin, there is no
Yeah.
practical learning in our universities. Most of our university, maybe
Yes.
recently, we are trying to change everything, but you need to have self-education. In my case, I'll give you my example. In my case, I did not
Yes.
learn because I went to school with Dr. Fumbo, and we even went to university together. Everything everything I've been able to do in my leadership journey does not have anything to do with
Yeah.
the university. So I started, with small activities. Like the first one, I've co-created the the reading club of the U.S. Embassy, the English club of the U.S. Embassy. I went on having cleanup activities, organizing several cleanup activities, had career days for
Yes.
students at secondary school. So many activities that I've started since 2012, 20, you know, so many activities that does
Yes.
not have anything to do with your curriculum at university. So this is
Mm.
something your leadership journey start the day you decide that it's going to start. It doesn't have anything to do with your curriculum at university. You decide and you
Oh,
study. If you think that it might be valuable for students from secondary school, for example, to learn from your area, from your domain at
yes.
university, take the leap and start
Yeah.
from now. Organize small activities, gathering for these students, and give back to them. And even if you are not selected for the MWF, these young folks will be learning so many things from you. They will learn so many things from you, and you will not need any person to come and confirm you as a leader, because those folks will look up to you. They will see you as a mentor, as their inspiration, as their motivation. That's the true definition of leadership.
Thank, thank
Mm.
you so much. Uh,
Makes sense.
uh, Mohammed, if you allow me, I want to add something to what you said. As far as leadership is concerned, uh, Leonela, I want to ask you a question. Are you in OAAD?
Excuse
Leonela,
me, come again?
are you in OAAD or any other organization in China? Student organization? You are not, right?
No, I just like, yeah, I'm one, like, I'm the vice president of the international students in my university
That
and
is a,
also
that
member
is,
of Genetic Society of
yeah.
America.
Yeah, that is already something. I think when we talk about leadership, You don't need to be the president of all the Africans on earth to be considered as a leader. As long as you are impacting somebody, you are already a leader. As long as you are giving back to the society and you are showing value, you are already a leader. Never underestimate any position that you have. So you can also, I don't know if you're a PhD or master student, but both are okay. You can join OAAD and try to get a position. Like you can be a leader, a coordinator of a research group like I am. I'm the former general secretary of the organization, but I'm still the current general coordinator of the economics group of OAAD. So you can take a position somewhere where you lead. You don't need to be leading 1,000, 2,000, then 100 people. No. You can start with 1, 2, 3 people. You can take some position, or if you have an idea or you have a project that you think it will impact people, you can start an organization. Like, for example, the Amelie Charity Network that I have here, I decided to start because I think there is a need to teach our people how to use the digital means to get financial.
Can we still hear her?
Educational.
Dr. Ruda, I think your network has a problem.
Created that NGO. So you can do the same thing. The most important is that you have something valuable that you are sharing with the community. You have people that you are impacting. So I just stop it there, and I see Mr. President of the OAD is raising his hand. So I will hand over to him to say something about your question too. So Mr. President, you have the floor. Hello?
You actually already said what I wanted to say, which is that there are openings in OAD for anybody who is part of any of the research groups. There are a number of research groups that don't have the coordinators or secretaries yet. But of course, it's only those who are willing to make time, because OAD is a place for people who are very busy, but who have decided that they really want to do something that contributes to something valuable that makes the life of other people better and is adding cumulatively to what everybody else is doing towards achieving bigger output that benefits the continent of Africa and also serves humanity generally. So I think that's kind of adding to what you've said already. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yeah, so you can just start where you are, in your university, in your city, or even in OAD or any organization that you see. Just join, take the lead, you will learn. When you take the lead, you will make mistakes, but there are always people to guide you. So yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, I got everything you said. And as you said, I will try, to join if possible, if I have chance, to join the organization and help as much I can. Because as I was asking to the presenter, like my willing is to be more related to the research, because this is in this field that I can give more, in this field that I have more idea, because it's my specialization. So I'm willing to.
So OAD is the best place for you.
Hello?
So OAD is the best place for you. We have more than 4,000 PhD holders and professors. We have professionals, we have entrepreneurs, we have everybody. So we work mainly on research, academic research, and whatever you want, as long as it can impact our continent we are in. So that is the best place to start. As the president said, you can become the leader of a research group. And also through that one, you can initiate some projects to get fundings, and also organize webinars, organize trainings for people. Like if you're a master student and you have some skills, you can organize webinars for people in master or undergraduate students who need that skills. For example, I like to organize trainings myself. I like to organize trainings on econometrics or research writing related topics because I know people in master's degree or even PhD students need it. So you see, it is very simple. Don't look too far. Just do what you can and do with what you have in your hands, and that will be okay. So I hope we answer your question. So I will move quickly to Mr. PC, who is back. I hope we can hear your voice now. So Leonard, thank you for your question, and I will hand over to PC. Hello? My PC, okay, anybody else? Any question? Our speaker is still here. You can ask any question about OAAD or the program or any question that you have about leadership. This is the place to ask.
Me, Silas.
Silas? Silas, tu as
Yeah.
une question? Okay.
Oui, j'ai une question. Okay. Thank you all the organization for this webinar. I was not aware of it. I just saw the notification like this evening, and I say, oh, but I was supposed to learn like self-learning, so I decided to go to because I have many, actually 3 friends that asked me to apply for the for Yali Washington, and I was saying most of the time my answer was, what project should I defend? You know, that's what is stopping me, and I will thank the speaker, Mr. Mohamed Usman. I learned, but he say things in simple ways, but it's still heavy for me. Like okay, I can understand. Like make make sure anything you write is come from you. That's good. And he said like you have to be authentic and clear. And he also say like connect your passion to your long term vision. It's like if you have many passion, like how to focus on one. And also I think that is really linked to what I just say, what project to defend, because I feel like I'm studying abroad, like I'm PhD student now, and I feel like I'm disconnected from like a bit from our community back home. And you know that the program is focused on like you have to bring value to your community. So I feel like maybe I should wait when I will finish like my study, go back home so I can maybe apply. Oh, so I have, so that I don't know. So my question is how to to choose one patient, and also personally what you will you recommend to me, like if I really wanna apply for that fellowship, like I will say like a roadmap, yes, for someone who is not back home but he want to create a value from for his community. Thank you.
Well, thank
Hello.
you, Silas. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you, Silas, for your questions. For your question, well, what project to defend, and if you have too many
Yeah.
passions, how to focus on one? Well, firstly, this is all about the leadership journey, strategic thinking, critical thinking, and being able to uh, come out with something out of many. Otherwise, as a leader, if you are not well organized with your vision, in fact, what you're saying is that your vision isn't clear enough for you at this moment. Because I'm certain that out
Yeah.
of those many passions, there is one that you really want to focus on in order for other people to benefit from you. So this should be your question, the question to yourself. Sometimes you might like something that will not benefit a high number of people. Some other time, you might be passionate about something a little bit less than the first one, but it is going to benefit so many people. So which one are you going to choose? You should be the only one to answer this question. In case you have too many passion, you need to try hard to be able to focus on one. And this will clarify your vision. And without a vision, we are not a true and a good leader. And this is actually the problem of the leaders, the people who are leading us in Africa. The vision is really, really important. You need to have the vision of who you are, what you want for yourself, and where you want to go. You need to be able to answer all these questions. Because I know that you may be able to answer these different questions for your different passions, but you need to be able to measure the impact of each one of those passions. Okay, so your passion should be turned into a tool for change in your community. So this is what I can tell you. And if you have that, the answers for that, you will very easily know which project you're going to defend. And for the Mandela Washington Fellowship, it is not just about you are going to defend a project. You write essays in your application. You write essays because they ask you so many questions. You answer those questions, writing essays. And at the end, before going, they will give you the time to study throughout the Canva platform how to write a project, which they call the focus projects.
Okay.
The focus project is something you want to work on once you get back home. So it doesn't mean that because you have submitted this project, once in the US, you will not change it. I have changed mine so many times because of the different angles, because of all the things I've learned over there, and most importantly, because of everything I learned from the other fellows. So you can still modify the project. You can still try to adjust it to your own reality. So it's not something like a standard and they will, you have to abide by it. Like it is mandatory for you to follow strictly. No.
Okay.
And that's just a focus project to present. And you're not even obliged to implement it once you get back home. But once you get back home, you have it gives you like the key to so many opportunities to apply for project. This single year that I got back, I have applied for three grants already. The first one, which is the reciprocal exchange, which is is for Americans to come here, and we have the hybrid one and the on-site one. I got the on-site one. And the second one, which is the Mandela Day Service Day grant, which they ended up canceling. My project was about conducting activities and trainings with some young folks in the north of the country, in the places with the neighbor, with the border with Niger, the Niger country, and the other side of Burkina Faso. So your project, for example, can be between Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali, Cote d'Ivoire, and Benin, because you have the possibility to conduct those projects with all the other fellows in those countries, and you're going to do it together. And the grant will support you throughout the implementation. You can travel, you can come back, so many things. And currently, like I've said, I'm applying to a bigger one, which is the Alumni Engagement Fund. So you can draft and submit as many projects as possible, and those projects are relevant once you get back. So once there, you're going to rewrite in case you want the focus project. And there is another one again that they call the Ignite Talk, which is a sort of competition of speaking that we have in Washington, because when we finish the leadership trainings in our university, the 700 leaders are gathered in a single hotel in Washington, D.C., where we are hosted either by Barack Obama, if he is available, or officials of the U.S. We had the U.S. representative at the United Nations, who they call the Mother of Yali. She's the one who drafted the program. And so many U.S. officials and businessmen. So this is it. This is what I can say. Just start from where you are. Do not underestimate every single action. Okay? Don't worry about your project being ready or not. It's not just about project for now. It's about you being ready as a leader.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Let me mention something for Silas.
Oh my God.
Yes, yes. I'd like to mention that Silas has actually done a number of projects in OAD. And many times, I think one problem that people have is that they do some things, but they don't document it, or they don't consider the implications of what they are doing, the impact of what they are doing. Some people underestimate the value of their activities. Silas has helped OAD a lot, although not very recently, in matters of design and communicating the vision and providing value, which has supported thousands of people. So all that he has to do is to, whatever he sees that OAD has achieved, he can actually attach himself very clearly to it because he has contributed to it by all the designs he did, all the support he provided in terms of conceptualizing various projects. Just go on the website, check out some things, check out what's already on ground. When you're done with it, the leaders of OAD can vet and formalize or support what you've put together. For me, I cannot apply for this kind of program because I'm too old for it. But for any other person who is within the organization and has been contributing in one way or another and wants to participate, you can look into what we've done already and discuss with the leadership, know how to customize what you've done to benefit your application in a way that, but of course, it must be somebody who has done something. And I want to commend our brother Mohammed. His presentation is so concise, so real, so practical, and I think I can say that that's one of the things, like he mentioned, he has benefited from participating in the Young African Leadership thing. He is really able to communicate what he is about, what his personality is about, and the ways he has answered the questions that people have asked also show the quality of his thinking right on his feet to be able to communicate something really strong for each person. So I will encourage everyone here, if you are below 35 and you would really want to be part of this, I think there is no better mentor for you than Mohammed. If you listen and you follow his guidance, I think if you plan for it, you will definitely land it. It's very straightforward. No matter how competitive it is, all that in this life, just know what is required for something and outdo that very intentionally, and pay attention to not depending only on your own resources. Do not depend on just what you can do. Find a way to attach yourself to existing systems. This world is a system. There are ecosystem of things. If you attach yourself to anyone, but of course, don't be a leech, don't be a parasite, because over time it will be discovered that you're a parasite and you kill yourself in the process. So if you just attach to get what you need and you go away, like many people do, they don't care about anything happening until they have a need. And they come and tell you, do it now. It must be this night. But they don't participate in anything. They don't care about anything. They say, do it now, do it now, do it now. We may do it for you, but you are wasting your time. You're not building anything. You're just eating. You're just consuming. You're not building yourself. So I hope that everybody can learn from Muhammad. He has. I really respect you, the way you've captured these things, and I just look forward to what you're going to do for Benin Republic in the years ahead. You know, putting together what you're doing, and not to be distracted by little things. You know, putting your focus on what needs to be done long term. I really wish you all the best and everyone participating.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. President.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you. Can you hear me?
Dr. Wilda, I would like to add to what he just said because I think I missed a part to answer. What is his name again? So I would like to add that. Yeah. Okay. Silas said
Yes.
that he doesn't know if he need to come back home before being able to apply, and I think I've seen such a question in the chat. How to deal with the rules which stipulate that you must have lived in your country for the last 6 months at the time of your participation. So this is a recurrent question, because when you're selected, there are so many interviews, and for those interviews, you have to be at home. That's the purpose. Just to make sure that you are in your country to follow the different interviews and to also be there for the pre-departure orientation. That's it. But for everything you do to impact your community, this can be done even from where you are. Let me give you the example of the project I'm currently working on. One of the alumnus actually is from the Fulbright, and he will be defending his PhD, I think, on Monday in Ohio University, who is Omar Balarabi. And he will be on the project. And his responsibility, for example, is, Fulbright program alum with a background in education and skills development. So he will oversee some of the activities and how we coordinate and how we collect the data. So you don't need to be on the ground to give back to your community. Even from there, if you are well organized with the people you work with, you can easily do that. And I'm certain that with the OAD, you can do many impactful things that you just like you're doing already. So this is what I wanted to add. I don't know if there is.
Thank you very much, Mohammed. My Zoom kept messing up. Okay, sorry, my Zoom kept messing up, and I also wanted to say something to Silas. Silas, you have been, I know you personally. You are such an active and energetic guy. So you are even the former GenSec of the Benin Student Association. So that is already something you have done that you can leverage for your application. And for that, the other question, my answer for the other question about going home before doing something, I don't think you need that. As Mohammed just said, you can still do trainings. You have so many skills. I know you, Silas. So you have so many skills that you can share with people through digital platforms. That is also making impacts. So that is what I wanted to add, because Dr. Elijah, Mr. President, and Mohammed have already said everything about what I wanted to say. And I have another information for all the participants today, that is the guy Mohammed was talking about, Omar. We are planning to have him on our platform in 2 weeks to tell us, to give us types and share his experience about Fulbright scholarship with us. So this is a great opportunity. I hope you guys will be there to have a great conversation with him, because he's exactly like Mohammed, great people and always willing to share. So I don't know if anybody still have a question. I see Serge Daudu. I will give you 1 minute to ask your question. Is it okay, Mr. Serge Daudu?
Yes, thank you. Okay.
Hello?
Yes, no problem.
Hello,
Can you hear
Mr.
me?
Serge, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Can
Okay,
you hear
thanks.
me?
I think he is not available now.
No,
So
he is
this will
available.
be the
Yeah.
end of
No, he is
our
available.
today's session,
I'm available.
which is very insightful. I learned a lot. I hope you guys also learned a lot. So please help me say a big thank you to Mohammed in the chat. And I will hand over to him for his closing remarks. And also if Mr. President has something to add, please.
Dr. Ulda, I think you were not hearing. Maybe your ear speaking has a problem. Yes, the man can still ask a question very quickly before we
Uh,
Please.
okay. I was saying that I have many questions, but most of them has been answered. But the last
Okay.
thing I want to know is what can I do? Because you say that we need to show a strong evidence of leadership. How could I show it when I'm applying for the
Well, the
scholarship,
president had mentioned
the
it. You
fellowship?
need to document everything you
I don't
do.
know.
You need to
Okay.
document every single thing you do. You need to even if there is no documentation, when you're saying an actual truth, when you're saying something that you really did, those people are not fooled. They will know, because they are not the only one who are interviewing you. They are not the only one who are reviewing your application in your country. Other people from Washington who might not be able to see everything you do are also trying to assess everything you write down in your application. So don't wait until everything has been documented. Even if it's not documented, it's in your storytelling abilities. If you have a very nice way to present everything you do, and you have the conviction, you know, it's just they will select you just like that. Okay,
Okay, thank you.
Mr. You're
Okay.
welcome. So, Mr. My PC said, what's the current criteria to participate in the yearly? It's still the same criteria. It is still the same criteria. 25 years, 35 years. 25, 35. If you're not 25 and you're below 25, I think there has been an exceptional guy who's been selected in, I don't know which year. He was 21 years old. So you should just be an extraordinary leader, being able to document and show this leadership skill. And just like I've mentioned in my presentation, in 2014, for example, I did apply, but I was not selected because I myself, I was like, what do I have to showcase? Somebody was pushing me. He wanted me to apply. You need to do this. You have to do that, because for him, I have created the English club of the U.S. Embassy. So for him, this is enough, and I need to apply. So even though he believed in me, I did not believe in myself. You see, that's the big difference. So I did not believe in myself, and I inevitably failed. And the second time I was applying, that was 2023. It's just like that. I knew I was going to be selected once I passed the very first interview. So the criteria are quite simple: leadership, education background, being able to speak good English, command of English. That's all.
Thank you.
25, 35.
Mohammed.
Yes.
Thank
You're
you very
welcome. So you have my contact information. And there is also Laji Kone Ahmed here in the call, and he's also MWF. You can also get in touch with him.
Okay, I will leave my contacts in the comment section so they can add me if they want your contact, because we are really running out of time. Already have another meeting and we are already head. So thank you very much for coming. We are going to have as other sessions. Please just follow our channels, OAD channels, and also our Facebook pages, so you can get all the information needed. So thank you very much. And
Can we have a family photo for the
yeah,
turn in your cameras quickly?
yes. And also please add your okay.
Dr. Wula, did you do the photo?
No. I wasn't able to do it. I was writing my contacts in the chat.
I can take it. If
Okay, please open your cameras.
okay. Yeah, Hoda, are you taking it, or I should take it?
Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you so for today. You can you can have the record on our OAAD YouTube channel. So please subscribe to have information about our next meeting. So thank you and see you guys. Thank you for coming. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.